Okay, thank you guys for sticking around a little bit and stuff. Man, what a game. What a game. I mean, when you're coming in there, we were playing a team that was playing as well as anybody in our league. We have a lot of respect for Steve and UTSA. We know those guys can really score the basketball, and they want to put a lot of pressure on us defensively. They have to guard, two of the better scorers in college basketball. Wallace and Jackson, those guys are elite level scorers, and they had it going. They had it going early, and they were making shots, and, we didn't come out with the kind of intensity and the effort that we've had in practice the last couple of days. We've had a really couple good days of competitive practices with our team, and that was the thing I think in the first half that most disappointed me. Obviously, you're not going to stop these guys. You have to do a great job of trying to contain them, but we just didn't have the effort. But I give our guys a lot of credit. We went in at halftime, and when you have that kind of effort and that or lack of effort there in the first half, not a lot of adjustments, guys. There ain't nothing about the board right now. We can get on the board all we want. Right now, this is about heart. This is about coming out competing. This is about having some pride defensively and really trying to get after a team that's a really good scoring team. And I thought our guys responded. I give them a lot of credit on how they bounced back, showed a lot of character through a lot of adversity, and persevered against a really good team that's playing really well, that's well coached.
24-point deficit you guys overcame. It's the biggest in school history. What does that mean to be a part of that?
I mean, it's a huge deal for us. I mean, again, we're coming off a performance where we watched as a team the last 4 minutes at one in time, the urgency that you have to play with in terms of getting stops and then executing on the other end. And we were right back in the same position again tonight. And, the thing that we tried to echo there in the last 2 minutes, we've been here before. Okay, let's learn from where we were Saturday in terms of trying to close out the game. I thought Nigel did a really good job of managing the game for us offensively, and I thought he guarded really well. He had eight big rebounds for us as well from the guard spot. This is not only a really good shooting team that we're playing in UTSA, but they're a good offensive rebounding team. And I thought we did a really good job. They get about 12 offensive rebounds a game. They had 9, but, again, you're not going to stop Jackson and Wallace. Those guys are going to still get their points. I think one had 29, one had 26, you can't just let those guys have crazy nights. We did a great job on the supporting cast, though. That was a big part of the game coming in. You let those guys get theirs and you let other guys get theirs, then it becomes a major problem.
When you're down that far, how big was it that you got like 15 points in 2.5 minutes, a 15-0 run in about 2.5?
Well, we knew the thing we kept trying to echo to our guys is, just work the game possession by possession. We don't need any home runs right now, but we have to put some consecutive stops together and guard. And then we got to come down and we got to convert on offense. They tried to mix it up a little bit. They went some man, they went some zone. I thought our guys did a really good job of not selling in the zone in terms of selling for shots. We still put pressure on the basket in terms of got the ball to the paint. And, last year, a year ago, we would have settled for some shots. We were up 10, late in the game a year ago, and they went zone. And, we knew we'd see zone in this ball game, but we didn't settle. We put the ball in the paint. We played inside out. And I give our guys, again, a lot of credit on just staying together and working the game.
One of the themes for you this year was learning how to win games. Did your team get a couple of A+ on a couple of chapters in that book tonight?
Well, again, we've had to learn some tough lessons through losses. A lot of times you want to learn through wins. Where you're able to come back and have some teachable moments. Guys, we have to do this better. We have to, during this juncture of the ball game, we've got to really execute and really, do what we practice. But no, tonight I thought our guys, again, we kept saying we have to take the next step because we've been in possession games all through our conference, and you have to be able to put consecutive stops together, and then you got to come down and execute and get done what you're trying to get done on the offensive end. And I thought we did. There were a time that we had a couple plays that we called, and we had an option inside. We had an option for pick and pop. When the option for the inside play wasn't there, guys moved to the next option and went to the pick and pop, and we had a wide open shot to win in regulation with Villa. But that's just growth. That's growth. Early in the year, we probably would have just looked down there, option one, and we would have never got the option 2. And we got the option 2 tonight, and we converted in an option 2. So there's a lot of growth, and still a lot of growth for our team. But I'm excited for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they were able to show and play the urgency, the way you have to play down the stretch to win close games.
Coach, you went with the same 5 on the floor there throughout the final 12 minutes and then into overtime. from your perspective on the sideline, how cool is that for you to see that same group of players sort of take control of the game on themselves, in a span of maybe 10 minutes, and watch them sort of make up that entire deficit themselves?
When you get in a rhythm, I mean, again, that group got in a rhythm of executing everything we were calling, whether they were in man, whether they were in zone, it didn't slow them down. They execute whatever we called, and we said in the huddle, whatever we call it works against man or zone, so it doesn't matter. Just stay in it, because they would come down, and one time you couldn't tell if they were in man, you couldn't tell if they were in zone. Don't worry about it. Whatever we call, execute. And I thought our guys did a good job of that. And again, Nigel did a really good job of managing the game. I thought we had good leadership today from Daryl. I thought Daryl gave us some senior leadership out there on the floor with the guys, and being a guy who communicated out on the floor with the guys with some leadership.
Where would you rank a win like this in your career and for your kids?
I told our guys it's easily one of been coaching Division I for 23 years. Easily as a head coach, probably the best comeback I've been a part of. I think we were down 18 one time in a hostile environment over at Utah State, and we came back and won the game. But 24, you're down in the second half. 24, that's a big deficit to come back from. As an assistant, I think we did one time there at Texas. We came down from 20 and won the second half. But I told them it's one of the best, easily one of the best comeback wins I've been a part of, and showing character and grit. There were times throughout the course of the game, for a better part of the first half and into a little bit of the second half, we were deservingly of a few boos here or there in terms of our effort and our lack of effort in terms of competing against these guys. But again, UTSA is a really good scoring team. They average 80 points a game. When you're coming in here again, that these guys can really score the ball, Louisiana Tech's a really good team defensively, and boy, they ran them. They got 30-point lead on those guys. Because they can really score the ball. You can't let up with these guys because they can really put it up. So again, I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of how they battled back. They could have easily laid down, and they didn't.
Bringing back to the last 17 minutes of the game, that 5 play. Did you realize it in the moment that was happening, or did you at one point feel like, hey, maybe I need to sub?
Which one again now? One more time?
You played the final 5 guys the last 17 and a half
minutes
of the game. So did you feel?
No, we weren't going to sub unless someone got a foul. Unless they fouled out. Daryl, I think, had 4 fouls. He was the closest guy to fouling out. Everybody else, we were gonna ride with those guys because they had a good rhythm in terms of what they were doing on both ends of the floor. And we changed up our ball screen coverage, and I thought those guys did a good job with that. They were very cerebral on both ends of the floor, that group that was on the floor. So we rolled it out with that group.
Is this a big moment?
And again, we thought our bench was really good. They were pulling for those guys. They were excited about what those guys were doing on the floor as well.
Is this a big moment for Villa? He had a big charge in regulation in the block with 1 second.
He's been having really good practices. The other day we had a very competitive practice. The first day back, we could go live, and he and that second group, boy, I tell you what, they took it to the first group at another level in practice. I mean, they were really sharp, and he was a big part of that. And his encouragement from his teammates. I mean, he's making threes in practice left and right. And again, we talk about experience again. I mean, Villas, this is really his first year playing Division I basketball, really playing. He played at Texas A&M, but he played 10 games. He really didn't play. So these guys are gaining valuable experience at the Division I level, and he's going to continue to improve and get better and play tougher as the year goes. And he's learning, he has to play tougher.
Can this be like a turning point or a catalyst for your team moving forward to come back like that?
Well, it's so early still. We're 5 games into conference play. We know we have a difficult ball game going back over and playing a team that we're really familiar with and they're really familiar with as well. We just got to come and play with urgency. We know, again, we're playing a team that can really score the basketball, and, we'll be able to have this for one night, and then we'll be right back to the drawing board tomorrow trying to figure out, what we need to do to try to be better against these guys over at their place. They play great at home. They're a really good team shooting the ball at home. We thought they shot it well here. They shoot it well over in San Antonio, so we know we're going to have our hands full.
How do you feel about your rebounding for your team? Because it seemed like y'all really stepped it up in the second half.
Yeah, we got better with it in the second half for sure. We knew coming into this game, it's one of the better offensive rebounding teams. I know a lot of people talk about their scoring and their shooting, but they're an underrated, really good offensive rebounding team. So we knew we had to rebound the ball in this game. So it was a big part of what we had to do. Vronen's one of the best one of the best offensive rebounders in our league. He had 2 offensive rebounds, but that's what he does. I mean, he's really good at getting second chance opportunities and kicking that out for threes.
Coach, 20 years from now, you look back at this game and, you know, storied program, your time as a head coach here, how you look back at this victory?
Well, I'm proud for my guys. I'm happy for the guys. The guys did it. They made the change. I mean, at halftime, you know, again, I was upset, you know, and with just our effort and our urgency and what we had to do because we practiced really hard and we played really hard, and then I come out and play with that kind of intensity and urgency. That was a disappointing part for myself, and I let them know that very clearly, and I let those guys fix that themselves, and I give them a lot of credit for fixing it. You know, this is not a coach fix deal. This is a team fix. And I thought they did a great job. I give them all the credit to you know, coming together, okay, for whatever 6 minutes. I let those guys talk in there and hold each other accountable and say, hey, we're going to come out and battle. We'll let the chips fall in terms of coming out and competing.